When we think about AI, we look at it in the same way as we do the transition to the cloud that occurred over the past decade and a half. The cloud's a relatively simple idea, but it took a little while for it to catch on. In the past decade, we've moved from a very small proportion on the cloud to about 40% of the market today served by one of the cloud providers like AWS, Azure, or GCP. This is almost a $100 billion revenue market growing at a high clip that materialized out of almost nothing about a decade ago. It's now ubiquitous, and every company in the market has a cloud strategy. We are firm believers that this newest generation of AI, called generative AI, is going to be the next big paradigm shift in the world of software enterprise technology. And while there have been several false dawns for AI previously, we think there are really three key drivers for why AI will be a true platform shift this time. First, there's a natural language interface, which means any user without technical sophistication can use the system and ask questions. Second, the model teaches itself for the most part, which means it can get progressively smarter on its own. And lastly, the development of the cloud has created computing at a massive scale where you can power these types of applications. We're still really early in the transition of these technologies from the lab, and we're seeing early consumer-facing applications, but the pace of development is incredibly fast, and it's actually faster than what we saw with the cloud. And we think there's going to be a lot of really interesting things developed in the coming year or two from the investment and from the consumer perspective. So at TPG, we're looking at every investment from the lens of how does AI impact this, both positively or negatively?